If you're on the fence on deciding whether or not to get a Sky pistol, or you're debating between another pistol and a Sky pistol, this is a video that I want you to consider. So let me go ahead and start off by discussing Sky as a company. So Sky is really, in my definition, it is an all-American company. And what I mean by that is everything is made in America. It is made, and it also is made in-house with Sky for the most part. And what I mean by that is Sky mass produces these pistols. It's amazing how they mass produce it, and they make so many of these pistols that they're able to buy their metal directly from the mill. They don't have to buy through a distributor, and that keeps the cost down. That's one of the ways they do it. And also, their designing team and their engineering team is in-house, as well as their tooling. They're a team that does all the tooling, the machines, everything is done in-house. So if there is a problem, they can fix it. They don't have to, contract out to somebody else, which costs a lot of money. So if you have any experience in that industry, you know it costs a lot of money just to get tooling done for making molds for a polymer mold, or if you're going to cast out some metal parts or whatever, you need to get the tooling for that. It needs to be precise right off the bat. And if it gets messed up, you got to spend even more money paying them to fix it and give you another prototype, and then making these things. It's just a long stream of money spending in order to start producing these parts. So Sky is able to do it all in-house. That is a humongous cost savings. And after I discuss all this, I'm going to talk about why I feel the way I do about this pistol. So if you look at Sky as a company, as I said, everything is done in-house. They buy their stuff directly from the mill. Everything is done in-house. Their design, engineering, and tooling, and also it's mostly done on machines. So you got milled out parts. It's all done on CNC machines where it can be done, and it's amazing how much money they're able to save by doing things smartly. And that's really the key there. A lot of people are like, well, it costs however much it does because it's cheap parts or whatever. No, it's actually just good planning. They kept everything in-house. They planned everything properly, and they make enough of these pistols to where it's able to save you, the consumer, money. And why wouldn't you want that? So the next thing on the company side is the service. They are dedicated to what's called the customer is first experience. So when you call them, you get a person right away. They're very quick about answering the phone. Kind of surprised me, actually. And they'll direct you to whoever you need to talk to. And just as an example, when I had to replace a part on this pistol after running that certain part down, it took me 5 minutes to talk to somebody, get all the information to them that they needed, chat a little bit about the pistol and my experiences, and then I was off the phone. All that took about 5 minutes. And within 3 days, I got the entire part and some extras. And then with the little extras, one of those things was a shipping label. And as I mentioned, their design and engineering team is all in-house. What that shipping label is for is if all they do is send you a part and you can replace that part or whatever, all they want you to do is send that defective part or whatever back to them. What they're going to do is their entire team is going to look it over, and they're going to see if there needs to be a fundamental design change for their new pistols that they're going to manufacture. And so every pistol that comes in the future will get this upgrade that you helped them learn they needed to make. So it's good to send in those parts, and it's at no cost to you. You simply go to the post office, slap that little shipping label on that they send in the mail for you, and send it off to them at no cost to you. So it's really awesome how quick they are and how really dedicated they are to their product. And really, if they were just making cheap guns, why would they offer you a lifetime warranty? That is their thing. It's an unconditional lifetime warranty. They'll take care of your pistol. They'll service it. They stand behind their product because they know one way or another they're going to get your gun to work. And most of the time, these guns work right out of the box. minus some defects here and there, but they're going to stand behind their product and they're still going to service it. That actually does take a good amount of money on their part to get the gun back or send out parts. So that's pretty awesome that they're willing to do that for us as consumers. So I really appreciate that. Now that we've talked about SCCY as a company, I want to talk about my impressions of the whole pistol. Now, I know a lot of people talk about it as a budget pistol or whatever, and because they're like, well, if you can only afford a $300 gun, whatever. Here's my take on the whole budget pistol thing. If you can only spend like $300, I'm going to question how much you're going to have to spend on shooting it every month, right? So, a lot of people can fork over $1,000 and then they have no money left, but, to shoot the gun, or they got to wait a couple months before they get to shoot it, or another month or whatever. But with this pistol, I view it more as a multitask pistol. So you could carry it, it could be a bedside gun, it could be a stash gun, it could be a car gun. And all those to me are very relevant positions for this pistol. It's a very basic design. You're not really going to get night sights for this pistol. You're not going to be able to soup it up, get a trigger job or whatever. But basically, this is just, to me, it's a good multi-purpose pistol. It's basically, yes, it's $200 to $300, but I don't classify it as a budget pistol. It doesn't cost that much, but I classify it as one of those pistols that you can have multiple pistols of the same type, maybe different colors, and doing different tasks. You could have a Monday, Wednesday, Friday gun, and it'll still cost less than buying one really expensive pistol. And here's the other thing. If you have to use your pistol in self-defense, it goes away. It could either be collected as evidence for a time, or it could be permanently taken away. So, you really want a $1,000 gun going away? One that you spend all that time, fixing up and everything to make beautiful? No, I don't. But here's the thing. If you have to use your gun in self-defense, I believe SCCY has a policy where they will actually replace the gun for you at no cost. I believe that's still in effect. So that's actually pretty cool in and of itself. So for me, this isn't a budget pistol. This is anybody could have it, and really anybody should use it. If you saw my initial review on this, my range review, where I was slamming 500 rounds through this pistol, you could see that I was shooting this thing very fast. The trigger is not hard to get used to. Yeah, it's a long pull, but any competent shooter can actually be very effective with this. And here's the thing. A lot of people are like, well, that trigger type is not really good for new shooters. Here's the thing. That's an interesting mindset, but it's like people are treating new shooters like they're a different breed than the ones that came 40 years ago, where all they could have is revolvers, or all that was good on the market in the perspective of the gun community. It was the revolver that was the big deal. So if you can shoot a revolver, you can shoot this gun. It's basically the same trigger pull, probably even better in my opinion. But it takes the same amount of time to get good with this pistol than it does to get used to a striker-fired pistol. And here's the thing. Again, I have another video talking about how to use, certain types of pistols based on based on their application, based how you're gonna use them. So for this pistol, it's gonna be a concealed carry pistol. You're not gonna draw it slowly, close one eye, and then slowly pull the trigger. No, you're gonna draw that thing and you're gonna put multiple rounds on target. Therefore, you need to train with this pistol properly. And I'm pretty sure if you actually do that, you'll find that this pistol is not hard to deal with. You use it the way it's supposed to be used, and you're not going to have any problems with it. So, really, this pistol is a no-brainer. It's a really good value. You get 2 magazines, and if you want more magazines, $20 a pop, maybe. And you can even get them off eBay. That's how inexpensive well, not inexpensive, but they have a 10-round capacity. They're available to everybody, even in the communist states. So it's really a no-brainer. For me, I wish I would have invested earlier into these pistols, but I'm really glad that I eventually got to it, because It's a great value and I intend to buy more.